Hi there, it's Jai here from Beyondwiz.com.au, and a question I'm asked all the time is how do you connect multiple Beyondwiz T-series units together on your home network. Today I'm going to show you just in a quick demo how to mount one Beyondwiz T-series unit to another. So what you need to do, one thing you should remember, if you've got multiple units in your home, when you first go in to mount those units in the simple way that I'm going to show you, they'll all show up with the same name. If they're a Beyondwiz T4, they'll show up as a T4, or T2, they'll show up as a T2. So if you've got multiple of one unit, you probably want to check out the IP address of the particular unit you want to mount in the first place, because even the unit that you're mounting on, so that I'm using a T2 in today's demonstration, it's going to show up in the network browser. So the way you check your IP address of your unit, if you don't know already, is you go into the menu down to information, then down to network, and that's going to tell you here the IP address of the unit that you're on, and you can check the unit that you want to connect to and just make a note of that if you need to. Okay, so what we're going to do now is go in and mount, as I say, I'm working on a T2 now. I'm going to go ahead and mount a T4 that I've got to go into this network. So you want to go into, press the menu button, then go into setup, then go down to your network and press OK, and then you want to go into here, network browser, and press OK. What this is going to do is search your network. Now if it's the first time that you've gone into the network browser, it'll take a minute and your spinning star will come up as it searches your local network. It'll probably take anywhere between 10 seconds to a minute, depending on how big and how many devices you've got connected on your network. So mine searched before, that's why it's come straight up. So as you can see, this is the T2 that I'm on now, and I've got two other T4s that are on my network here. So to connect to one of those T4s, or to mount it, you just want to go down and highlight it. Now you're going to be asked if you want to enter a username and password. Now because they're both T-series, they're all T-series unit, you don't really have to do this. So if you want to just go to no and press OK, and then it's going to open up these options within the Beyondwiz T4 that I've got in another room. So the root basically is everything on the unit. You don't want to mount that, you just want to mount the hard disk, because that's where all your media recordings and things like that are. So if you just go down and highlight the hard disk, you're going to get a pop-up again that asks you for a username and password. You just have to press no. And these are all the default settings. So what you can probably do here, this is the local share name by default, but if you want to go down here and name it something so you'll know, what it is when you want to access it later. So I'm going to go ahead, I think this one's in my lounge room, so I'm going to go ahead and name it lounge. There we go. So I've named that now lounge, and you can pretty much leave the rest as a default. The only thing that you might want to do, let me just see. Yeah, sorry, the only thing that you might want to do is if you're, say, using a bare bones and you want to actually mount, and you've got no hard drive in the unit, you're mounting another hard drive too, the only thing you might want to do is if you want to record on this unit or set recordings from this unit, you can tick that box and to use as your HDD replacement, and what that'll do is basically use the HDD of your other box as your recording location for your current unit. I won't need to do that in this case, so what I'm just going to do is press OK, and then I'm going to accept that I definitely want to mount that. And now it just says that it's been active. So if you press OK, I'll let that count down, it'll come back to this screen. And as you can see, it's sort of lit up now, which means that it's been successful. So now the easiest way to access that hard drive, so my T4 in the other room, when you actually want it. So say you're up in your bedroom and you've recorded something in a lounge room you want to watch, you just use your media button, which you do to access your recording. So this is my current T2 box's recordings. But now if you press the yellow button, you can see here for locations, this is where your mounts will appear. So as you see here, I've got the lounge here, which is the unit I've just mounted. You can see hard disk T4, I've obviously mounted the other unit before, but if I click on lounge there, it'll bring up that unit, and if I just go down to my movies folder, these are all the recordings that are actually on the unit in my lounge room. So I can go down and press OK and start an episode of something that's on that recording that's recorded on that T4 unit downstairs. So that's a really quick overview. There's not much else to do. You can then go back to your T4 in the other room and mount your T2 in return. And you can mount as many boxes on your own network as you want. And as I say, the easiest way to do there, the best thing to do there is just to name them so you know where they are. Alright, thanks.